It's time to take off my belt and start slapping. Today we've got a name that shouldn't really need introduction yet again, as I previously covered him, and he is an internet lolcow named Nova Online, or the Novine Universe as he is called now, and this fella here, all right, decided today that he didn't like the Chin Universe, and if you guys don't know who that is, it's actually a more subscribed channel than Nova on YouTube, and it is kind of a spoof channel of Nova. Um, so that's why Nova doesn't like it. He doesn't like the fact that somebody else using kind of his image, but obviously edited, and it is fair use, quite literally by definition. So Nova doesn't like the fact that a channel that is fair use is getting more views and more subscribers than he is. He believes he deserves that because, according to him, he puts in hard work for his streams and for his videos, but it's very clear that he doesn't. I tell you to tune in to a NovineUniverse stream and tell me how great it is. If the gameplay of some terrible Fortnite gameplay isn't good enough, then the lack of talking should very clearly get you sucked in, as he barely talks. The only things he really talks about are sending people to Pound Town. And again, Chin Universe kind of spoofs Nova first off, and second off, he does a lot more, or he or she. I really don't know. I don't know the Chin Universe. I just know that the Chin Universe is, someone who makes videos on Nova, and again puts in more effort than Nova does. The Chin Universe goes out and actually edits Nova's live streams, gets rid of the boring parts where there is literally zero commentary. And again, Nova is bad at Fortnite, which is the only thing he streams. So it's not like you even have the excuse of, oh yeah, we get some great gameplay to watch while this guy is, locked in and being silent. But anyway, getting back to it, so Nova doesn't believe he did anything wrong here, and here I'm going to show you guys on screen a comment by him saying that YouTube poops aren't fair use. He looked it up, and Purity Sin there is saying you open Pandora's box because rightfully she is very angry that one of her friends is risking termination on their channel because of the fact that Nova falsely struck the videos. And it's just so horseshit that even in today's YouTube, we have these absolute lunatics that are falsely striking. And if this does go anywhere, if the Chin Universe actually loses their channel, then this is really bad for anybody who uses any of Nova's clips. And I wouldn't even be surprised if Nova goes after me despite calling me irrelevant on a stream at one point. Which is something I wanted to make a video on, but it would have been like a maybe 2-minute video. So I may as well just throw it in here. So Nova said because I have less than 1,000 subs that I am irrelevant, which is very true. But there is a big difference between me and Nova, and that difference is I actually have a job. I do this for fun. I make fun of him online quite literally for fun. It's not like I say that and actually get paid for it. I literally have 200 subscribers. I could care less. But it wouldn't surprise me if Nova tried to get my channel terminated, despite the fact that I have quite literally never used any of his clips. I have used screenshots, and I'm going to use a screenshot of him for the thumbnail. I already know that for a fact. But this absolute loser is going to try to then go on a power trip and get rid of any channel that has used any of his clips or talked negatively about him because he can't live with the fact that he is just a honestly terrible, not only content creator, but really human being at this point. It's genuinely embarrassing, and we all just have to hope, for the love of God, that nothing ends up coming of these strikes. Now, I know watching Purity's stream, she is already like not very hopeful for the Chin Universe's channel to stay up. And I hope somehow, some way, that the executives of YouTube get word of this and, step in, because this wouldn't be the first time that a channel has been wrongfully terminated, and genuinely it should be an eye-opening thing for YouTube itself that, hey, maybe we need to change some things. So not only is this a knock against Nova, but it's also a knock against the way YouTube works as a whole, because they really don't do anything. And no, from what I heard, Nova is really just doing this to try to get the address and the personal information of the Chin universe. Um, which is what I can't remember who else did this, but there was somebody online, I want to say a year ago, who did pretty much the exact same thing where he would falsely strike people, admitted that he falsely struck them, just so then he could try to get the identity of somebody who didn't want to show their identity online. So overall, that's all I really wanted to say. I mean, Nova's a scumbag. We already knew that. We already knew he was a lol cow, a terrible human being. But this is just absolutely despicable. I mean, and something else that I found out too is that the Chin universe is also taking care of a dog that's sick or something and really needed that ad revenue. So if um if this video does end up, doing well, hopefully I can get something from either Purity or the Chin universe to get some sort of donation link for the Chin universe in the description of this. Otherwise, I will be linking Purity Sin's channel down below, and if she's live, she said that donations would be going to the Chin universe. So whatever you can do, try to make it work, because genuinely horrible, horrible thing that Nova is doing here. And obviously, he doesn't care about animals. Allegedly, kicking his dog, but yeah, it's just a horrible situation we find ourselves in, so hopefully everything sorts itself out, but that's about it for this one.